Now, it's safe to say that ever since WrestleMania in 2022, I believe that was WrestleMania 38, the most stupendous WrestleMania of all time, fans have had very controversial, very logical feelings towards Tribal Chief and current undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns, because the leader of the Island of Relevancy, the leader of the Bloodline, the head of the table, has failed to show up on WWE TV, whether that be Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views, or premium live events, whatever you want to call them. He's been pretty much absent from most of these broadcasts, most of these storylines for an extended period of time, which has made him effectively a part-time world champion. And right now he's about and pretty damn close to hitting 1,200 days, I believe, as undisputed Universal Champion in WWE, which is historic again. But again, fans are not happy. Fans want him to be a part of storylines in TV on a regular and consistent basis, on a weekly basis. As a matter of fact, much like Seth Rollins is on Monday Night Raw as the world's heavyweight champion, and for all I know, he might have already lost that title by the time this airs. But the main reason we have the World Championship on Raw is because Reigns is undisputed champion, and he's been not showing up on TV on a consistent basis. He is effectively a part-time champion, a part-timer himself, and again, fans are not happy. And frankly, I've been a part of that fan base for years and years. You can go back on this channel years, 3, 4, 5 years ago, when Brock Lesnar was Universal Champion, when he was the epitome of a part-time champion. But here's the thing, and again, I'm still not a fan of part-timers. I still don't agree with putting the World Championship on a part-time superstar. They don't need it. If they're part-time, that means they have enough name, value, recognition, whatever you want to call it, hierarchy, whatever, household name, whatever you want to tag onto them. They have enough of that to the point that they don't need the title to be important. They just show up against someone else, program, feud, rivalry, and it's a big deal because their name value is enough to keep them as a part-timer. But the difference between Brock Lesnar being a part-time champion from 2014 to 2020, well, 2022 really, and what Roman Reigns is doing right now is that at the very least, and again, I'm really picking at hairs right now. I'm really looking for an excuse to not be too mad at the Tribal Chief and at WWE for treating him the way that they have is, well, here's the thing. Roman Reigns, in storyline and on TV and the product and the timeline, he earned the right to be the part-time champion that he is today. Because Roman Reigns came back at SummerSlam 2020, a week later at Payback, he won the Universal Championship in a triple threat against Braun Strowman and the late great Bray Wyatt, back then The Fiend. And he defended his championship on a consistent basis. He was a regular on SmackDown for weeks and months and months and months. And he even defended the championship against Cesaro, of all people. And again, back then, Cesaro was an up-and-comer. He had some momentum, much like LA Knight has now. Not to the same extent, but again, that was a pandemic era. We don't have to talk about that too much. But it got to the point that at WrestleMania 38, Reigns beat Lesnar, and in my opinion, from my viewpoint, from my vantage point, he earned the right, in storyline, of course, to show up whenever he wants and defend the title whenever he wants. That's the difference between a part-time champion back then, Brock Lesnar, who just showed up, won the title, and then went away, came back for the big events to defend the title, and then left. And he did that for almost a decade. And that pissed me off so much. Again, you can check those videos out from 3, 4, 5 years ago. I think they're just audio back then. But again, to me, that's the main difference between a part-time Lesnar and a part-time Roman Reigns. And again, I'm not a fan of part-time world champions. I don't believe you put the world title on a part-timer. You don't put a main title on a part-timer, because then you undermine all the work that everyone in the back who's there 300 plus days a year, not so much these days, but you just don't do that, because it just sends the wrong message. It sends the wrong work ethic. But again, it's a business. It's not about what you earn. It's not about what you deserve. It's about what you can draw and what you can give to the company, what you can give to the industry. And Lesnar and Reigns are in a league of their own. So with that said, that's, in my opinion, that's the only thing holding up Roman Reigns' current tenure as undisputed champion. And again, the way they've built this up, the fact that he's about to hit 1,200 days as world champion is another reason why you just don't drop that title to just anyone at any point in time. That title has to be dropped in the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. And if it didn't happen at WrestleMania 39 at Los Angeles, then it's going to happen at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. And if it's not going to happen at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia, it's going to happen at WrestleMania 41 next year, wherever that may be. And again, a title reign like that deserves a historic stage to end said championship reign. But again, I know a lot of you are not going to agree with me on this. I'm just giving you my reasoning, my excuse, my logical, illogical explanation as to why Roman Reigns gets a pass in my book as being a part-time champion, and not compared to what Lesnar did for so many years, almost a decade, in WWE. So with that said, what are your thoughts? Leave your comments, leave your opinions, and I'm sure they're going to be against everything that I had to say right now, but go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. As far as that goes, I'm Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.